Hi, I'm going to do my top five favorite non couples. If that makes sense. Like people who played, like, who were in relationships in movies, or they were in love in real life, or they weren't in love in real life. But they just had amazing chemistry together. These are my top five. It's all gonna be like classic Hollywood because that is where my heart is at all times. But number five is Olivia de Havilland and Errol Flynn. They were they were in love, but they weren't a couple ever. Because there's a lot of history. Just look it up. There's so much to look into and a lot of drama surrounding it. But yeah, that was a lot. It's a shame they couldn't be together because there were a lot of circumstances surrounding them that prevented it from happening. So yes, number four is Danny Kaye and Vera Ellen, and I don't remember how many movies they did together, but I think they did White Christmas, Wonder Man, and I've seen others. I don't, and someone another one, but I don't remember how many they actually did together. But their chemistry was amazing, and I feel like they weren't in love. There was nothing there. There was no attraction between them. Like, they weren't anything to each other, really. Um, but just their chemistry, and I feel like he was really good to her. I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know if they were close off camera, if they were close at all. I really don't know how close they actually were. I mean, they danced together, they did movies together, but it doesn't mean that they had like really deep conversations or that he knew her struggles and or that she knew his. I don't really know how deep that went, but I just on camera they just seemed to really be comfortable with each other, and they seemed to enjoy being around each other, and they're when they are on screen, I'm just like together, I was like they're just they were just to me they were just perfect. Like they just played off each other really well, and they obviously danced together really well because they were dance partners. So I love them. Number three is this actually like just changed right now. William Holden and Audrey Hepburn, which is one of the most complicated things ever. It's the most one of the most complicated romances, because they did have an affair without Audrey really realizing they were having an affair during Sabrina, and there was so much drama between them. And then they did Paris When It Sizzles, and William Holden had was an alcoholic, and at that point he was at his worst with it, and she was married at the time, and he kept trying to get her to have an affair until and he was married. I'm just gonna, yeah. He was married too, but he kept trying to get Audrey to have an affair with him, and like she wouldn't. Not that she really had a problem with having an affair. I mean, she dated. It's gonna come up, number two, but they were great together though. Like, and I think the other reason they're on my list is because I know how much he loved her. That's the thing, is that he was not good. He was not a good man. I'm just like, he was a great actor. He's my favorite. He's my celebrity crush always. Like, I think he is the most attractive man ever seen. Like, I think he is amazing as an actor. And I love him so much. But as a person, he was a mess. And as he was not good in relationships. He had an affair. Was married and he cheated on his wife all the time. Like, he wasn't good to the woman in his life, but he did love Audrey till the very end, and that shows in Sabrina, and it shows definitely in Paris when it sizzles. And I don't know why he didn't divorce his wife when he was with her, with Audrey, doing Sabrina, because Audrey did love him and she did see a future with him, but they didn't do it because he was married. Like, who knows what would have happened if he had left his wife? Like, that's a big thing. Like, what would have happened? And like, he was so like stuck on Audrey when it was his fault that nothing could happen. But whatever. I'm getting too deep into that. Number two is Albert Finney and Audrey Hepburn. They were a couple during the filming of Tooth the Rope, but they were not public, and so I'm counting them as like not like they didn't really, they were only a couple during the film and then they broke up. So I feel like they didn't really count as a like official couple. But there are people who say that they never saw Audrey happier than when she was with him, and I don't know how he feels about it now because he's still alive. I don't know how he still feel. I don't know how his feelings have changed, or if he looks back on it with good memories or bad memories or complicated feelings or whatever. I don't know. So I don't know how he, what his like true feelings are, but they really were great together. And Two for the Road were my favorite movies because their chemistry is beyond just acting. Because again, they were dating in the behind like during the filming of it, so there that chemistry comes through in such a natural way, and they were amazing. They were just great together. I really shipped them really bad, like a lot. And then number one is Myrna Loy and William Powell. And what's funny is that my grandma thought they were married. she she was like, oh, I was talking to her about them, and she was like, oh, I love them. And she was like, and they were married, right? And I was like, no. And she's like, her mind was blown. She was shook. Like, she thought they were married. And I did too, actually, until I looked it up, and they weren't. They never had anything. There was never an affair. There was never a kiss. They didn't even like. There was nothing romantic between them at all. It was all just being friends. But their chemistry is was just like they. There's. I don't think there's any couple now that I see that is they're not a couple, but they should be. They should be married. Myrna Loy, Mira Loy, and William Powell. Every like, I see them and I'm like, they should have gotten married. Maybe not. Maybe they shouldn't have. I don't know. But their chemistry was like so effortless and so easy and so real, and like I know William was married and he was in love with his wife, but it's always kind of like they could have maybe gotten married because they seemed that way. Like they really seemed like they were a married couple. Like I mean, on screen they were playing a married couple, but it went beyond that. Like it felt like they had known each other for their whole lives. Like that's how it feels when I see them. I'm like, they seem like they've known each other more longer than they probably did in that moment. So they just were just so cute together. And the fact that my grandma even thought they were married is silly funny because that's just how real they seem, like how connected they felt. But yeah, those are my top five favorite non couples. And that is all. Goodbye.